Hey everyone, today's topic, what it's like teaching Japanese at a Japanese language school in Japan. Now how many times can I get Japan or Japanese into a single sentence? That's 3. And it's a good thing because this is actually the 3rd video in a series about learning Japanese in Japan. The first 2 videos are on the main channel, so I'll leave the links in the description below to them. Next 2 videos are with another student and then myself. That'll be the final one. So without further ado, who knows, I can't pronounce things. Let's get started with the interview.
Hi, I'm Miki, and I'm Japanese teacher, and mainly I'm teaching Japanese for international students.
My first question was about what kind of students went to the school she was teaching at.
My Japanese school is for, they want to go to Japanese college, so most of them are Chinese. I think 70% of Chinese, and I think it's easier. It's okay?
Yeah. Okay.
I think 70% of students are Chinese and 20% are Vietnamese, and 5 is Nepal, and 5 is others like Mongolia, Mongol, and Korea, Kazakhstan, and Korea, like that.
Learning about her school, I wondered what kind of other schools there were.
I think there are 2 types of Japanese school in Japan, and one is for international students, and one is for adults like a business person or assignees or their family, like that. But I think 80 or 90% of Japanese school is for international students, I guess. So if you want to learn Japanese, you need to choose proper school. If you want to learn just conversation, and you need to choose such conversation style Japanese school.
So I asked her what style her school was.
We are not used to have discussion style in Japan, so it's just teacher-centered, and the teacher give lecture, and the students just listen to teachers. So that is Japanese style, and my Japanese school is also the same style. So maybe English speakers, it's very, they don't like that style. I think they want to talk more and not just listening. Yeah.
I was curious as to what plans her students had upon graduation.
I don't know, maybe, some of them want to work in Japan, but I think many of them go back to their country and get a job, I don't know, related to Japanese company or something, I guess. Honestly, sometimes I feel they come to Japan only for visa. They don't study, and they just go to college because they just want to get visa, and as long as they have a student's visa, they can work 28 hours per week, and they Japanese is kind of strong when they go back to their home country. So they earn money and they go back to their country and they run restaurant or something. So sometimes I feel for them studying Japanese is just for earning money for their future or something.
This caught me by surprise, so I wanted to know if some students came for work, why not get a work visa then?
I think they want working visa. But it's really difficult to get working visa. But student visa is kind of easier to get.
Okay, because students can work 28 hours a week. Switching tracks, I asked what was easy or hard for different language speakers.
I think for Chinese, because we have three characters in Japanese. It's hiragana, katakana, and kanji. And the kanji originally came from China. So Chinese is okay with kanji, but speaking and listening is, I think they are not good at speaking and listening. And I think Nepal and Mongolia, they are good at speaking and listening. But I think kanji is very hard for many foreigners. So yeah, most of them struggle with kanji. I think grammar contents are similar as Japanese and Korean. And as pronunciation, Spanish is similar with Japanese.
I found the Japanese language school system to be quite rigid, so I wanted to get her opinion on how students adjusted to the environment.
For Japanese, maybe we are okay with rules. From little kids, it's at school they are told, okay, this is okay or this is not okay, or yeah. For Japanese, it's okay, but sometimes I feel my school is very strict. It's, you cannot use like a plug for バッテリーとか well, なんかこう very punctual or なんか it's they are already adults, so who cares? And why do we need to do this, do that? Yeah, it's too strict.
One thing I noticed was that attendance records were very strict. I asked why.
I think attendance is very important to get a visa. So maybe attendance, we have to be very strict about the attendance. I can understand that.
Something you have probably run across is the JLPT, or Japanese Language Proficiency Test. I wanted to know if employers required a certain level of proficiency.
I don't think so. I think maybe 10 years ago they require N1 at least, even you work at convenience store.
By the way, there's N1 to N5, with N1 being the highest level, which can take a couple years to achieve.
But now we really need workers. So yeah, I meet many foreigners working at convenience store. It's like their name tag is like Liu or Wang, or it's Chinese name. So I don't think they care about JLPT level.
Okay, so for some employers, JLPT isn't important. But what about universities or colleges?
There are many universities to require at least N2. Yeah. If you have N1, you are totally okay with studying at university in Japan. So, 専門学校? Yeah, 専門学校 they required N2. But there are many 専門学校who struggle with their management. So nowadays they don't care about their Japanese level. That is, I think it's very problem. So even they go to 専門学校, I don't think they use Japanese. They just talk Chinese with between friends, and I don't know how they work in 専門学校.
So most will agree that school is not enough to really learn a language. So I asked for her out-of-school recommendations.
Yeah, talk a lot. Just make Japanese friends, and anyway, it's use Japanese in your life. Yeah. So my students are very good at grammar, but they just, I think they are studying by themselves at home. It's just reading and writing and vocabulary stuff. I think that is okay, but they are very bad at listening and speaking. So to improve that, they need to talk. Watching a Japanese TV or anime or drama or movie is a very good way to catch up living Japanese. Sometimes Japanese in textbook is too old and too, なんだろう, it's too formal.
At school, I noticed classes had about 20 students, so I asked about class size.
You're in beginner class, right?
Yeah.
And I think there are about 20 students in one class.
That's a lot.
It's too bad, especially for beginners. It's grammar centered and teacher centered and less conversation. That is a point. That is a problem. I always think that.
So at school, I noticed something peculiar while writing tests. There's lots of tests, right, and lots of homework in Japanese school. Like, I noticed that people seem to be like copying each other on those tests to pass them, and it just really, I couldn't understand it.
Me neither. Me neither. So I think it depends on Japanese school, but sometimes I really don't understand why they come to Japan. Maybe their parents just order them, okay, just go to. Maybe they cannot go to university in their country, so the parents, ordered, okay, go to Japan, and so I don't think they really want to study.
I wanted to know what Mickey's motivation for teaching Japanese was.
I like English and I wanted to be an English teacher for kids. So I went to California and I got the TEFL certificate and I came back to Japan. But I got to know Japanese parents really they like native English speakers. And even if you are very good at English, but you are Japanese, and they don't like it. Maybe just appearance or something. And also I felt my limit to teach English as a non-native speakers. But I'm interested in linguistics anytime, always. So I can teach Japanese with 100% confidence because I'm Japanese. So I switched, and I like this job because even I'm in Japan, I can feel foreign countries and foreign culture. It's very fun.
I want to thank Mickey for her interview. She was very candid with her experience. And I just have to point out that she's only one of many teachers in many different schools. So just take it for what it is, just one piece of testimonial about teaching Japanese in Japanese language schools in Japan. So many Japanese in Japans. As always, thanks for watching. And I'll catch you on the flip side. If you have been to a Japanese language school in Japan, how was your experience?